Hi guys, and welcome to Café Management System Developed using Pascal in Delphi. This tutorial is actually at the request of one of my viewers out there. So I'm going to demonstrate how this works, and let's click on reset. Would you like to reset? No. Yes, I do want to reset, and I'm going to just enter some value in there. Let's go for cakes there. So click on total. That's the total cost of the drink to the cost of cakes, service charge, tax paid, subtotal, and total. The next thing is we can click on receipt to get our receipt. The choice is yours if you want to exit. No, I don't want to exit. And if you dare click on yes, you do want to exit, you will actually exit the system. So what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to take you guys into Delphi development environment where we put one of these together. Okay, let's start a new project. Click on File, New. Select Windows, BCL application. Click on that. And there we go, guys. So let's change the width of this form. Okay, right here you can see the properties and of the form. So I'm going to come right down here. Let's look for height, and there we go. That's the height in there. I'm going to make that about 720, and let's look for the width, and let's come right down here. There we go. I'm going to make that about 1,800, 1,380, something like that. All right. So that one is sorted now. Okay, the next task is I'm going to come in here. You see where we have palette. That's where we get all our component from. I'm going to type in TP, and that will get me the panel. That's the panel I intend to use. Click on the panel and just draw it somewhere here. So that is my very first panel. Let's move it somewhere here. And I'm just going to copy that, Control C, or you can right click and let's just say Control C, copy and paste. There we go. There, and I'm also going to add another one here. Paste again. There. And now we add one right at the top. Let's copy this, Control C, and just paste that one up there. Move it up. There we go. And I will need to at the bottom copy, paste, bring that right down here. We need one more. Copy and paste there. So I'm going to arrange them properly, and I'll get back to you guys shortly. Okay, the panels are all arranged. I'm going to run it, and let's see how that's going to look like. There we go. That is how it's looking. Let's drag this up here. There. Of course, we need to carry out some minor adjustment. In the first place, the form. Let's go to, I'm going to go straight to a line here. See, we have none in there. I'm going to change that to, let's take it right at the top, which means the form will be pegged right at the top. There we go. That's fine. Okay, the next thing is, you see this very one here. I'm going to change the data, the data in there. So come straight to the caption there, and I'm just going to change that to Café Management System. There we go. Of course, you guys cannot see it properly, so let's scroll right down to the fonts. See the font here, and let's change that to something readable. So I'm going to make that bold, and maybe let's try about 50 and see how that's going to look like. That is 50. That looks a little bit small. I'm going to see if I can increase it a little bit more. Look, it's 60 there. Okay, for now let's just set it for 60. Alright, the next thing I want to do now is, you see these ones, I'm going to get rid of the text content in there. So let's go to the caption, get rid of that. And the next one. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start adding some components. First of all, I need a checkbox. That is my palette in there. So you can always pick them up how you want. The choice is yours. Okay, just bring them how you want. So in here, let me search for, I don't need this one, so I can get rid of that for now. In here, I'm going to look for T checkbox. There we go. Click on T checkbox, drop it there. Now I need T editor. The T editor is like your text box. There we go. So that is fine. I also will need T rich text box here. TR rich text box. There we go. That is it. Bring that here. Then I also need buttons. T buttons. Bring that here, which we can always copy. And there. So all I then need to do is just to increase the size of everything. Let's increase the font size to about 20. Make this one 20. There we go. I think I should make that bold. 20 bold. There. Okay, before I go any further, I'm going to need a label. So T label. So grab a label and just paste that here. And that should be 20 as well. Fonts, make that 20. There. So let's copy this label. Or let's just go in there instead of, I'm going to type in cost of drinks and then copy it. And just drag the one I've just copied, paste it underneath here, paste another copy of that, drag it here, and let's change the details of the one right underneath here to, I want to call that service charge, and this is going to be cost of cakes. There. And let's copy the editor there and just paste it right in here. I'm going to need 3 of those. Copy again, paste, and paste. And one more, copy, and paste it right there. Okay, so we have that sorted. And up here we're gonna need 8 of those. So let's adjust this properly. And I'm just gonna copy them. Just this. The interface development is kind of like time consuming. For those of you who know what you're doing, you can always speed it up. We have 2. And so on. And I'm also going to need another 8 on the other side. So select it all and paste. Alright. So I have that one sorted as well. So let's extend this a little bit. Bring it down. The font size of this rich text box, I'm going to change that to, I'm going to go for about 18. Alright, just leave that like that. Now let's come in here. You see this button? We need 4 of those. So copy that, paste it in there. We have 2. And we need 2 more, copy and bring it down, paste there. And now finally we need 3 labels. So I'm going to copy this 1, 2, and 3. Copy those, paste those ones here. That's very good. I'm also going to need text box. Okay, let's just copy. Let's copy these ones. Copy and paste that right here. Okay, change the data of these to, there's the caption. There we go. Change that to tax on orders, whatever. Alright, the next one is going to be subtotal. This one. And finally, we have total. This is going to be known as txt tax. Let's look for the name, the variable name somewhere here. There we go. Look at it. I'm going to, you can call it edt, whatever. I'm just going to call it txt tax. Txt subtotal. And finally, this one will be txt total. There we go. So let's do one thing. I'm just going to select it all and get rid of the text content we have in there. Get rid of that. Why these ones here? I want to select them all. Get rid of it, but instead of leaving it empty, I'm going to add 0 to it. Alright, this one's just type in 0. There we go, all done. And let's come right here. I'm going to get them centered, so let's look for a line. Get it centered. That's cool. That's brilliant. Let's do the same thing for this one. Get rid of the text content in here. I think it's right here, down there somewhere. Text. There. Looking good so far. Now let's work on this ones here. So right up there, this is going to be known as, let's start with latte, and I'm going to change the name of that to chk latte. Where's the variable name? Right down here. There we go. chk latte. This is going to be espresso. chk espresso. There. And the text content on it will be espresso. Where is it? Let's see the caption. There we go. Sticky shape. Now check out the text box there. I'm going to change that to txt espresso, and the other one will be txt. Where is n? There we go. txt espresso, and this one is going to be txt latte. So I guess you guys get the whole idea. I'm going to show you just one more, then I will speed up the whole process. Select the checkbox, come right down here where we have name, change that to chk. That would be iced latte. Okay, iced latte. Right, that's good. And the text content on it, that will be changed to, let's go to the caption and change that to, there we go, latte. The text box, we change the name of the text box to txt iced latte. I guess you guys get the whole idea. I'm now going to speed up the whole process and get back to you shortly. Okay, all done guys. Let me run it so that you see how it all looks like for now. There we go. There. But there's nothing happening. Look at that. Nothing is happening. So what I want to try and achieve is when I click on any of these checkbox, I would like it to get rid of whatever I have inside any of the text box, and I should be able to enter data onto the text box. But nothing is happening now. So let's do one thing. But before we go any further, there's something that is very important we ought to have done. I'm going to go to File. We need to save this project because it's now saved. Okay, so don't make that mistake. Make sure you save your project. So I'm just going to call it. So I'm going to save it right in here. Let's just call it Café System. There. And click on Save. And save the project as well. There we go. Now my system is all saved. Now, like I said earlier on, the very first thing I want to do is, when I click on this, I want it to actually delete the content I have in here. Then the set focus should be on it. But before we can achieve that, what I want to do first is I'm going to double click on the form. So with the form load, I want it to disable every single one of these text box. So double click on the form itself. That is the form load. So right in here. So let's start by saying txt. That is latte, the very first one. Latte dot enable. That is going to be equals false, but this is how you enter the equals here. Column equals false, and enter, end it with semicolon. If I run it now, you will see the very text box is already disabled. Look at it. I can do whatever I like with the other ones, but here I can't do that. Okay, so let's end it and repeat exactly the same thing. I'm going to copy this to speed up the whole system. Now the next one is that is express, so that should be an R here somewhere. Okay, that's fine then. Alright, the next one is going to be txt ice latte there, and followed by txt veil, I think I'll call it veil coffee. There we go. So I'm going to speed that up and get back to you guys shortly. And there we go, guys. Those are the lines of code that would disable all of the text box, so you can't just start entering any value into it. Have a good look at it. Alright, let's run it now. Run. And there we go. Look at it. We cannot enter anything into them anymore. Alright, so what I want to try and achieve is with if I select any of these checkbox, I want to be able to enable this. So to do that, I'm going to come in here. You see design, click on design, then double click. Let's start with the latte as usual. So double click on the latte. The latte is for this very one, so double click on that. We're going to use an if statement. So using an if statement to determine what we want to do, I'm going to say if chk latte, this very one, if it's checked, I'm going to copy that, paste that here, dot checked. If that is true, so if that is true, we now want the system to do as follows. So we ask it to begin the rest process. Begin. What I want you to do for me would be as follows. So begin the following. First of all, there's no column in there. Let's take that off. So let it begin as follows. So this very one here will become true. So grab that. I want it enabled equals true. There we go. That's the first one taken care of. and I also want the mouse to actually set focus on it. Dot set focus. There we go. That is it right there. So that's taken care of. Now let's end this process here. So underneath here, just enter end. The next thing we want to do is use an else statement. Else if, okay, if this is false, copy all of that, paste that in here. If it's false, it's kind of like maybe similar to Visual Basic or any other program language, so you should be able to understand it easily. Then I want you to do as follows. This become false. Underneath here, begin that becomes false, and the text content on it, just change that to 0 there, and we just say end. So let's get rid of this, and that is it, done. So let's check it properly before we continue. Alright, so I think that will work, so I'm going to save. Let's run it, and there we go. Now if I check that, I should be able to enable this. There, look at that, but the text content in it is still there. I need to get rid of that. So let's do one thing. Grab this, paste that in here, and get rid of that. Okay, now that should work. Run. Looking good so far. Check. There we go. Then I can enter my own value in there. If I uncheck, there, check, uncheck, that is very good. So I'm going to copy this now. Let's copy every one of these and go to the next one. So have a good look at this. Now I'm just copying and pasting, then changing the names around. So I'm going to come into my design here, double click on Espresso, paste that in there, change the name to Espresso. Okay, the name of every component there. Instead of latte, that becomes Espresso, and this one as well. There we go, man. It is fine. So I believe I'm doing what you want, my friend. So run, and let's see how that's going to work as well. Espresso, there we go. Latte, uncheck, uncheck. That is fine. Look at these ones, nothing is happening yet. So let's copy and do one more before I will speed it up. Okay, as you can see, I'm just using exactly the same method. Now come right here to my design, double click on the next one, the ice latte, paste that in there and change that to ice latte. Oh, wrong spelling of latte, but that's okay. Copy and paste it right here. Paste. And so on. Oh, let's see, why am I having error? Okay, there's no L in that one, so that's fine. I only made a mistake from the other one. Alright. There, that is it. The ice latte is taken care of as well. Run. Let's see, it's coming up. There we go. Ice latte. Undo, undo, undo. I guess you get the whole idea, so I'm going to now speed that up and get back to you guys shortly. Okay, all done. I've finished taking care of the lines of code for every single checkbox. As you can see, there actually it's all the same lines of code. All I've just changed is the name of each object. That is it. That's all you need to do, just change the objects individually, the names. Okay, I'm now going to run it. So let's click on run. There we go. Looking good so far. And there. So decision time. Try that out. There. Look at that. And so on, guys. So with that, guys, I'm going to call it the end of the first part of this tutorial. I'll see you guys shortly.